Today, we're talking about all of the controversy surrounding Adrielle Sigler. We'll start by breaking down the recent fight situation and how this TikTok mom is lying about her son being attacked in order to raise $30,000 on GoFundMe, all while posting the names and photos of the other kids involved and bragging about how much money she makes on her content. After that, we'll go back through her channel's history of even more controversy and drama. So by the end of the video, you can get caught up on everything going on with Adrielle Sigler. But if it's your first time here, hi, I'm Austin. I make videos staying caught up with the latest internet drama and news, so if that sounds like your thing, feel free to stick around. Today's story was sent to me by Peachtree. If you ever come across something you think I should cover, feel free to DM me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. Now, before we kick off today's video, first, I need to take a second to thank today's sponsor. Warmer temperatures are finally coming, and the last thing you want on a perfect day is to be stuck inside cooking and cleaning. Well, with today's sponsor, Factor, you'll never have to worry about that. Because with their no prep, no mess meals, you can have chef-crafted, fresh, never frozen meals that are ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Ensuring that no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy a nutritious and great tasting meal. With over 35 different meals and 60 add-ons to choose from, there will be new flavors to explore every week. Factor also offers Gourmet Plus as part of their weekly options, which means you can get a little fancy if you're craving something special. On the side, premium produce is included, like broccoli and broccolini, to go perfectly with your protein. And they'll be adding new surf and turf style options soon, like steak and shrimp as well as salmon and shrimp. Using Factor helped me massively cut down on grocery trips and cooking time. As someone with ADHD and amateur cooking skills, it's hard to get through a new recipe without it taking over an hour. So being able to throw a Factor meal in the oven or microwave for just a few minutes and have it come out tasting great feels like I'm cheating somehow. Also, with no pots and pans to clean, it was even easier to get back on track with my goals. So if you want to give it a try, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code AustinGreen50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next box. That's code AustinGreen50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to the story. Alright, so who is Adrielle Sigler? Well, she's a 33-year-old parent of 3 that goes by the handle Vegan Riz on TikTok, which has over 800,000 followers. She posts a handful of videos every day, and each one tends to get a ton of views, regardless of most of them having the comments off now and getting way less likes than videos of that size typically would. She's been involved in a series of different mini callouts and controversies over the past year. And I'll go through all of that after we talk about the ongoing GoFundMe scam situation, which began on May 2nd, 2024, when Adrielle posted this video about her son not coming home on time.
My son had to stay after school. It is 5 o'clock, he's still not home. He had issues with Spanish class. He's gonna stay after to finish an assignment and leave when it's done. It's 5 o'clock, I still haven't heard from my son. He hasn't walked home, he hasn't called for a ride. I'm blowing up his phone. I don't know where he is. I called the school and no one answered. His phone goes to voicemail. I think it's f***ed up that if you have kids staying there after school, you should have your phones on at all times. You should answer the phone for parents at all times. So now I'm gonna drive to the school and see if I can find him. I'm so sick of going through this. This is probably the worst school district I've ever had an experience with. It's 5:05. This is terrifying. This lack of communication is just terrible. I really hope someone answers the door. No one's in the office. No one's here. I don't know what else to do. I've exhausted my resources. I'm gonna have to call the freaking cops. Like, I'm gonna have to call the cops to find him. His phone is ringing. He's not answering. I'm losing my mind. I just want to move out of this city. I fucking hate it here. He's not answering. I'm gonna run home and confirm he's not home. And if he's not home, I have to call the cops. I just pulled over. My son is calling me. Where are you?
I'm on that street by that old school.
Okay, but where are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Just pick me up.
What? Where are you? He hung up. Call 911. I'm on the way. What school are you by? Where are you? What school? Jefferson or Rogers?
No, Rogers. Yeah, I'll just.
Okay. I will be right there. Call 911. Okay. I just got here and he's not here. I called 911. They said they have no one available. Where are you? I am at the school and you're not here.
I'm coming to you. Back up your car a little bit.
I had to hang up my call with 911 because they said they have no one available and I can't find my son. What happened?
Which she quickly followed up with this video, where she repeatedly shows photos of kids that she believes attacked her son.
My son has a chipped tooth now because of this kid right here. This is where my son was assaulted and almost lost his life. I thought they were in that new splash pad. They were actually right here in a very old swimming pool that once existed in the 1950s. It was a very dangerous place to attack someone and jump someone. They're surrounded by woods. They led him down here. This boy did the most damage. This boy ran off with my son's new pair of Nike Jordans. This boy kept kicking my son while he was down and ripped off my son's gold chain. My son thinks they took the chain, but in the event it fell off his neck, I'm over here searching for it. My son almost lost his life right here. He almost lost his life today. And then he was threatened that if he tells anyone who these boys are, there were 9 of them. If this kid said, if you ever tell anyone who we are and what we did, we're coming for your house tonight. I know who some of them are because my son goes to school with them and I saw them right here sitting on this porch. It slowed down. They sprinted. The minute they saw my car, they sprinted across the street, ran in the bushes. I followed them with my car. And then they finally slowed down and they said, "What?" This kid. And this kid got an attitude. "What? What's going on?" I said, "You know exactly what's going on. Give me the shoes and give me his chain." Then they started to run. They ran. This one played it off longer than expected. He just was like, "Is everything okay? Is everything okay?" And it turns out he's the one who did the most damage to my son.
Within the next few hours, Adrielle launched this GoFundMe via another TikTok.
I have put this GoFundMe together. The link is in my bio. Our lives are in danger. We have to move as soon as possible. I just paid my rent until September 1st. So I'm paid up until the end of August, but I cannot stay here anymore. I am in a very scary situation. A situation I hope no one ever has to be in. A situation where our lives are being threatened, our house is being threatened to be broken into. I'm in a situation where a group of young boys, some were older teenagers who were in high school, some were age 15, 16. They are waiting for my son. Some of the kids, there were 9 of them, who go to school with my son and they're threatening him in school. I have to pull my son out of school now and homeschool him. He was robbed, he was brutally assaulted, and I need to move as soon as possible. I cannot give my new location away. I'm putting a GoFundMe together. If you don't want to help, you don't have to. If it bothers you that I just want to be living somewhere safe, I don't know what else to do at this point. I just had my whole car fixed. I took my kids back to summer shopping. I paid my rent for 4 months. I am now down to X amount of dollars. I'm not going to say how much money I have left, but I'm going to tell you right now it is not enough to move. And I don't even know if I'd get approved if I apply to rent somewhere. I don't want to stay in the state of New York because teenagers do not get arrested in this state. They walk the streets. It's terrifying here. So I'm going to move to a different state that holds children accountable for committing crimes such as threats to take someone's life, assaults. I have to go back to the hospital now. I have a family member and my son in the emergency room with a police officer looking after him. They suggested I go back and look for that gold chain that may have been ripped off and thrown around in the pool, but it was not there. It was stolen. I just want to move as soon as possible because our lives are at risk.
To me, it's kind of wild that you paid your rent 3 months in advance, then ask for $30,000 to move when it costs nowhere near that much to just rent a new place in a moving van. But you also might be surprised to find out that this isn't the first GoFundMe Adrielle has launched for her son. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Things started to go off the rails the next day when Adrielle posted 2 more videos from this situation, still insinuating that her son was attacked. They include Adrielle repeatedly saying the names and showing the faces of the kids involved, while trying to identify the other ones.
Pay attention to this kid in the blue shorts, proudly dangling around my son's gold chain that I bought him. Right there, dangling the chain. So proud he found it in the grass. So happy. Him. While this kid and this kid were brutally assaulting my son in an abandoned swimming pool in the middle of the woods. Well, they go there all the time. They're probably there right now. Then, after they got done assaulting him, listen to what they said. They said, "Tell your mom."
Tell your mama we get around too with you.
Dude's definitely telling his mom. Yeah. Oh, it's not just telling me. It's telling the whole world. Let's count. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you, the cameraman, and there was someone dressed in brown watching. Obviously, I can't show the whole thing. So there's like 11 of you, not 10. The numbers just keep going up. 11 of you! And how many of us showing love and support for my son? I think that number is way higher than 11. So that's just a hunch. The internet does not take bullying well. Your identity has yet to be revealed, but I have a feeling someone's gonna come forward soon.
Dude's definitely telling his mom,
The dude spectating with the bystander effect who could have called 911, we can't forget the cameraman. I remember that name. Oh, and the cameraman. I remember going to your house when my son's AirPod Pros got stolen. The GPS led me right to your house. But most of all, the number one person in this video is my son. We're gonna get you justice. I never thought I would have to watch videos like that, but you have support, and we all love you. And just remember, the whole world will fight for you, and I'll make sure I can give you the whole world. Everyone, Mom, please like, comment, and share. This video needs to make headline news, and I will make sure of it.
The GoFundMe is titled Emergency Move for Safety, and the bio simply says, "Our lives have become at risk living in Jamestown, New York. We have to move as soon as possible. My son was brutally assaulted May 2nd, 2024. Please help us move as soon as possible." Definitely not questionable at all. However, a couple days later on May 5th, someone on Reddit noticed that Adrielle accidentally let it slip on a TikTok live stream that her son wasn't attacked and actually went to go fight his ex-best friend over a girl. This didn't go away either, as more people started calling out Adrielle for what would surely be revealed as an obvious scam. But she refused to back down, posting even more videos with what seems to be just the worst acting.
You know what makes criminals uncomfortable? Looking them in the eye. You know what makes criminals second guess their actions? Looking them in the eye. You think I'm talking strangely? Acting strangely? My behavior is odd? I want those children to see the anger in my eyes. I'm beyond sad. I'm furious. And I'll talk to each single one of them without even blinking. That story about my father was from the year 2014. And it's so sorry that happened to him. You think I'm slurring? You think I'm acting strange? You want to start spreading rumors about me like you spread about my son? I know you watch me. And I want you to know I see you. I know those kids watch me on here. And I know they're threatening me every day and I see them. Every time I think about those kids, the threats they made to my son, the assault my son went through, I get put into a fight or flight. And I have to tell you one thing. I'm so angry, I can't even blink. You think this is fake? You think this is a scam? You think this is staged? You think I'm living some bougie life? Yeah? This is all for money? I'm on my way to my son's dentist appointment. This is my house. It's not a mansion. I don't care about things like this. I can get by. I'm down to earth. I'm humble. It doesn't take like a brand new remodeled house. I'm obviously like, I love how people are saying this is a scam when I have fucking drop ceilings. Like, yes. Oh, yes. I have so much money with my apartment that has drop ceilings. Like, I'm just saying. Now back to you, and you know who you are. Do you know how difficult it is for someone like me to have to open my social media and see my son be assaulted in the thumbnail picture? I am getting angrier and angrier every day that they're walking free. And if you're wondering why I might have a stutter, or if you think my speech is slurred, I am speaking to all of you off the top of my head. A lot of my videos, I go like this to formulate my thoughts. But right now, I'm freeballing it. Speaking freestyle off the top of my head. And maybe it's not perfect, maybe I do stutter. But those of you spreading rumors have got to stop spreading rumors and help my son receive justice. I can't believe that there are actually people defending these children who could have easily killed my son. That video is up there. For those of you who have seen it, you've seen it.
It's like a horror movie. Quit calling my son a liar. Quit saying he deserved it. Quit trying to make me look bad. Like a single mom who's terrified for her son's life, who's terrified for her daughter's lives, who's terrified for my own life. Isn't worth advocating for. Spread as much awareness to this as possible, and I'll look you right in the eye without even blinking. That's how angry I am.
The next day, another TikToker following the situation, Jay Sprint, uploaded this video exposing Adrielle for editing the footage of the fight.
Let me just start off by saying that the internet works fast, and I honestly love the people that I have that join my comment section because I get a lot of information from people that I didn't have before. I just made a video regarding Adrielle Sigler, the situation where her son got jumped, and I now was sent the full video of the occurrence of this because she posted the video, which number one, I don't think you should have posted to begin with. Like, you're kind of monetizing your son getting beat up. Once again, if I was a kid, I would never want people seeing that. But besides that point, I never realized that the video she posted was actually edited. Like, the beginning part of the interaction is not shown on her page. And I got sent the full video, and I find it interesting because it changes a lot of things. Not even just for perspective, but in terms of legality too. When I saw her video, I made the assumption in my mind that this kid was just walking home from school through the forest and these kids jumped him. When I see the full video, I now realize that it was actually a planned fight, 1v1. Her son threw the first punch and then the kids jumped him after. Well, I'm now realizing that if she posted the full video, the narrative of her not feeling safe kind of doesn't look as valid. That just changes a lot. So, and the fact that as a mother you're comfortable like making 100 videos on this too and like monetizing it and raising money for it, I see why people are, talking about this. I see why people feel weird about this. I feel weird about it.
This led to more people online bringing up all the past allegations regarding her son, while summarizing some of the things she said since launching the GoFundMe. Adrielle's son has faced legal issues in the past due to fighting and arson. Recent investigations suggest additional involvement in criminal activities, prompting Adrielle to lie about the incident and seek funds to relocate her son, because he is being investigated for allegedly essaying 4 girls. While it's concerning that he faced retaliation, it's important to note he instigated the initial conflict by throwing the first punch and agreeing to fight one of the girl's older brothers that he allegedly essayed. Adrielle's comparison of this incident to Sandy Hook is repulsive, given the vastly different scale of events. I find it very disrespectful and revolting to compare it to that when her son walked away with very minor scratches. Adrielle's portrayal of the incident is exaggerated. Her claims about her son's ear dangling is far-fetched. It remains intact and okay, and his torn and destroyed shirt that she said she would be turning into a crop top for herself is just to get money out of the situation. She also mentioned her son nearly lost his life, yet he wasn't even hospitalized. All of this raises questions about the true nature of the GoFundMe. What exactly does she intend to buy with such a significant amount of other people's money? $30K is excessive, especially when she has been discussing rentals, which don't require such funds for relocation. This situation and the cause of it needs truth, clarity, and responsibility brought to light to save anyone from getting scammed into donating even further. The next day, almost a week after the GoFundMe started, the tide really started shifting on TikTok, with more creators calling out Adrielle for claiming to be in huge danger, but not really acting like it.
Details about this crime that was committed against my son.
You know what the first thing I wouldn't do if I was afraid for my life and my safety? Go back to where it happened. Post your kid's name. Post your kid's school. So now not only do people know your full names, his full name, the school, they also know which way he walks to the park. God, you been hanging out with a bartender or what?
Absolutely incredible stray caught by Michelle the bartender right there. But soon after this, one of the daughter's mothers that was allegedly assaulted by Adrielle's son called out Adrielle in this post on Facebook. Adrielle Sigler, truth travels fast. You wanted justice? Well, so do all the mothers of the girls your son victimized. But don't worry, these girls have an army behind them. And I will do everything in my power to teach my own that this she is going through will be hard at first, but she will rise. All the girls will rise and be stronger than before, and 1,000 times stronger. You enjoy your freedom because remember, my daughter was at your house, under your care, and you allowed it to happen. Mother of the Year award goes to none other than Adrielle Sigler. Enjoy your short-lived freedom. Then, on May 9th, despite needing $30K to move, Adrielle posted a video saying she surprised her kids with 2 new iPhones, and followed up by getting on a live stream and calling the allegations against her son fake and gaslighting.
How is that deflection? She was never alone. She was always with her 18-year-old boyfriend. And the mom let that boyfriend essentially live at the house. My son thought it was so creepy that his friend's little sister had an 18-year-old boyfriend sleeping there. He didn't even want to go there. So most of the time, he would just go walking around with his friends. It's not deflection. It's true. If this little girl's accusations were true, her 18-year-old boyfriend would have been there that day. Just saying. Protecting her. Or would have come at way sooner. I'm serious. It's a lie. Yeah, they're gaslighting the fuck out of me. Yeah, they're gaslighting. They just want to come after my son. They want to believe the lies that they're being fed by these criminals. Man, there's no convincing you people. You drank the Kool-Aid.
The next day, one of the kids that was allegedly at the fight posted this on Facebook regarding the situation. No one wanted to rob your son. He sexually assaulted my little sister. He got what he deserved. You lie too much. Your son essayed 4 other girls. This didn't just happen out of the blue. He wanted to fight, so he did. Then he got jumped. So that's why your son got jumped. So the real victims are the 4 girls. At this point, people online started noticing that the GoFundMe donors started requesting refunds. All while Adrielle continued to post things like, when you live in a city where the average annual income is $30,000 and make the average person in this town's weekly paycheck in 1 hour, it gets dangerous. I need to move ASAP. And I'm a streamer with over 1 million subscribers among my platforms. My TikTok earnings are public because my ranks and diamonds are public. I'm in the top 230 of all influencers on the platform TikTok with over 1 billion users. I live in a small town called Jamestown, New York, where the average annual income is $30,000. Crime is 1 in 28. 30% of families live in poverty. And the public school district has a 1.3 star rating. My son was jumped and robbed walking home from school. The criminals premeditated this. They've spread vicious rumors about my son because my income is public. And they think they actually have a chance to sue us over false allegations. Because of these pathetic, white trash, total deranged scumbags who live in slums or crack dens, my son's life is at risk. And false rumors have spread like wildfire. We need to move as soon as possible. But we have had a difficult time finding a new home in a safe city with a safe school district. I need help moving out of this small town full of white trash. As a local celebrity in a town full of people who are jealous because their life is one big struggle, I need to move now. I'm surrounded by criminals, drug dealers, and thieves. Help us find a place now. And you wouldn't believe it, but she also posted this. Imagine thinking you can lie your way out of a crime. Yikes. I can't wait to move out of this white trash town. I'm in a live-action Wes Craven film. A few days later, on May 14th, the full video of the fight was posted online. And at this point, most of TikTok understood what actually happened, with even more of her comments being widely criticized across TikTok.
Watch this.
My son's assault, my 14-year-old son's assault, has become a Sandy Hook conspiracy theory.
You heard that, right? That heifer trying to compare what's happening to her 14-year-old son to Sandy Hook.
I love how she threw the word heifer in there so aggressively, and I've never heard anybody say that in real life till now. On May 15th, during a live stream, Adrielle claims that it was her son that asked her to expose all of the kids. Please ignore the tiny cutout of the person that's eating in the middle.
But quit talking about it now. It's over and done with.
It's not over and done with.
I understand that, but people know about it. You already did that. You've been talking about it for almost 2 weeks. You know, maybe Son gets upset when you keep on talking.
No, he doesn't. He said expose those kids who almost killed him as much as Grandma, I have to go.
Okay.
She just doesn't understand. These topics need exposure because this is a case that went on and on that escalated to the point where he almost died.
The next day, Adrielle posted this video recording from her kid's school, where she's claiming that her daughter's being bullied. Then they shut the door in her face, allegedly because she has a habit of showing up and doing exactly this.
The office is going to meet her name. There was a little girl who kept jumping on my daughter when my daughter got here.
grown man shut the door in my face. While I was in the office trying to fix a problem, I dropped my daughter off from school and some random little kid, I don't know what grade, just started chasing my daughter, trying to jump on my daughter. My daughter was blocking her head with her lunchbox, covering her face, protecting her face. And I grab the first adult I see. He goes to get the student, blah, blah, blah. I go to the office, and the man refused to send the kid to the office. And now I don't know who the kid was to report to the office. And my daughter won't give a name because she doesn't know who the kid is either. This city is crazy. I just need to move. The school district does nothing about bullying. That's how you prevent bullying. You address it right there when it's happening, de-escalate it by sending the students to the office, and you talk to the administrator. That's what I did when I worked in public school for 7 years. You think I'm just gonna ignore a kid jumping on another kid? That's a physical altercation. What the heck?
Later the same day, Adrielle posted another video claiming she's being gang stalked.
Don't think I've ever been gang stalked before. It's really creepy. I am being gang stalked so hard that my neighbors and family who live on my street are actually scared. They're getting fed up because the same cars keep driving by like over and over again, and they're gang stalking me in multiple cars. I actually have neighbors ready to install surveillance cameras. That's how bad it is. And I have other neighbors who are like always looking at their surveillance cameras. That's how it is. And the family on my street are just like, so it's like a group of people, I don't know how large, but they're gang stalking me in like 6 or 7 different cars. They're trying to catch me outside. How about that? They think I'm hiding from them in my house and they're waiting for me to come outside, so they all keep circling around the block with different cars. It's insane! It's absolutely insane. So that if one happens to catch us outside, or me outside, they'll call the other one and then they'll all show up. Whatever the intent behind their gang stalk is. Oh no, I don't want to know.
Also on May 15th, Adrielle was doing a 2v2 TikTok live stream, where another creator read the chat and asked Adrielle to address the GoFundMe situation. But she completely ignores him, so he jokingly calls for chat to cancel her.
Anti, tell this girl I'll send her $150 if she addresses the situation. Like, f the game, bro. Like,
she got me.
If you need some bucks, I'll send you money. What the f?
Evans, thank you, Hottie Kara.
2 more roses.
Thank you,
2 more roses. 2 more. 2 more. Check. We gonna get that.
Everybody, I don't know. Ask $30,000.
Hey, if it's that bad and she can't address the situation, she's canceled. Cancel her, chat. Cancel her.
Money Guns Gallery.
Hey, cancel this girl. I don't know what she did at the coffee shop, but she pissed me off, chat. Cancel her.
The next day, another TikTok 2v2 live stream happens, but this time, someone named Melanie jumps on. And she's the sister of one of the girls that Adrielle's son allegedly assaulted. Over the past 2 weeks, Melanie was posting a lot of videos calling out Adrielle for her GoFundMe scam. And up until this moment, Adrielle was able to pretend to ignore all the criticism. But then this happened on the live stream.
Melanie.
Hi, I'm the one everyone
What's
was
up?
I'm the
Okay,
everyone
my partner. You're my partner. This is my partner.
All right, bet.
Let's do it.
Oh.
What
the fuck?
Wait. Melanie, what happened?
The same day, after running away, Adrielle posted this video claiming that someone came to her house and impersonated a police officer.
I'm being harassed, and today, the people harassing me impersonated a police officer. CPS comes to my house today, saying that the cops called them. And CPS was told by this police officer they're investigating my son. I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but at this point, you need to understand what's going on. The level of harassment I'm receiving and the reason I created a GoFundMe to move as far away from these criminals as possible who impersonated a police officer. So they say this is a law enforcement referral. They received a report from a police officer in our county and that they need to check on my son and check with me regarding all of these allegations that the police officer said is being investigated. And that the police officer said they will be visiting me soon today. So after CPS leaves, I decide to just call the police department and ask what's going on. And so I called the police department. I told them CPS received a report from law enforcement regarding these allegations and to check on the kids. And the police department I said, no cops. None of our officers planned on reaching out to you. And no officers have forwarded anything to CPS as far as I know. We do not have any plans on visiting you. So that means that someone called CPS impersonating a police officer. That's crazy.
However, despite Adrielle being worried about being harassed, she continued to post things like this on Facebook, where she's advertising that she's leaving free furniture on the curb if anyone wants to drive by and pick it up. This is also an extremely strange thing to do if you're trying to raise money to move. But on May 17th, Adrielle continued posting videos that supported her side of the story, still claiming that her son was hospitalized, even though he was in and out of the ER within a couple hours. The next day, Adrielle's former babysitter commented on the situation, saying, "Hi, I know Adrielle personally. I used to babysit her children. I just want to let you know, I know, in my heartest of hearts, that her son essayed someone. More than one person probably. But even as his babysitter, he used to smack my butt and say inappropriate things to me. And there were no repercussions for any of those kids ever." The following day, on May 19th, Adrielle got back to bragging about how much richer they are than everyone they live around. Starting with this video where she complains about her son being friends with criminals, while insinuating that she's upper middle class.
Teach them not to hang out with thieves. God damn. You know what would be nice? 2 JBLs. So he can have a JBL to use while he showers and I can have a JBL to use while I stream. Who paid for the JBLs? Me, I did. Who stole the JBL that my son had? His friends. Quit hanging out with scumbags. It's that simple. Now my iPad died. Now my iPad is dead. Well, he can have the JBL now. It's all yours. My iPad is dead. I know I'm right. Damn. So annoying. That's the reality of our situation. I can't wait to move. This is why we're moving into a safer neighborhood inside of a safer school district without a bunch of criminals left and right. God damn. You want shoes? You want nice shoes? Do you want to keep the shoes? Then don't hang out with criminals who will steal your shoes. You want to wear nice jewelry and gold, and you want to keep it? You don't want it to get ripped off your neck? Then hang out with people who won't rip it off of your neck. It's that simple. Oh, I want a new chain. Well, too fucking bad. You keep hanging out with scumbags. Like, hello? What did you actually honestly expect was going to happen? They get arrested left and right. They're always in trouble for robbing people. What did you actually think was going to happen? You want a pair of AirPod Pros that won't get stolen? Then don't hang out with people who will steal them. Hello? There's a reason my daughter hasn't been robbed. That's because she isn't hanging out with people, because they're all a bunch of people who steal around here. That's how it is. That's why we're moving. We're moving to a nice upper middle class neighborhood with a very small school district with upper class kids, so that we don't have to hang around a lower class neighborhood with lower class kids who steal and break the law left and fucking right. That's the reality of our situation, and that's just the way it is.
This was closely followed by another video where Adrielle brags about making $1,300 a day.
She used to be our teacher, bro. I know, she got fired. Yes, I used to be your teacher. And this is my letter of resignation. I made the decision to resign from my position. It was effective last May of 2022. I relocated from Pennsylvania to New York, and I was unable to commute. I commuted for months. It was wild. It was my only source of income at the time, and I needed that job. I was grateful and appreciative for the opportunities they provided me for professional and personal development. I resigned from teaching public school with 5 letters of recommendation from amazing coworkers who I shared a work relationship with for years. They were truly great people. When I decided to make the shift and switch careers, I no longer wish to work for public schools because that's not a job in demand. I was searching what will be in demand 10 years from now, and this right here is it. Being an influencer, being a creator, advertising, grow your social media. I went from making barely $100 a day to almost $200 per day, to almost $300 per day, to about $500 per day, to almost $1,300 per day. So yes, hi, I used to be your teacher. I was underpaid, I was bullied, I was harassed, and I discovered my worth.
A few days later, on May 21st, Adrielle found herself in another TikTok livestream battle, where she was called out for her comments comparing her son's situation to Sandy Hook.
Been on your ass since I left you.
Oh, they are on it if you respond to it.
I was defending you this whole time, but there's one thing I wasn't defending you. If you was comparing your son's thing to Sandy Hook, that's crazy.
No, I didn't. I said now I understand why conspiracy theories are so devastating, and I feel like an asshole. Like, because I said it's turning into the equivalent of a Sandy Hook conspiracy theory.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Like it never, because I never understood.
Come on, you know what
conspiracy
happened with
theories.
Sandy Hook.
Yeah, I know what happened with Sandy Hook.
But don't ever compare to that with that. Come on.
I'm not, but I'm just saying I understand conspiracy theories now.
The next day, Adrielle went weirdly silent on TikTok. Many haters saw this post from her and said it was because she went out to a bar and was spending some of the GoFundMe money. Now, the most recent development in this whole situation is people donating to the GoFundMe, warning others that it's a scam, and to report the page. At this point, all of Adrielle's videos promoting the GoFundMe are still up, with the comments turned off on every single one. And I believe that she fully intends to keep running the GoFundMe, regardless of how many people know the truth. But now we're caught up on this most recent controversy involving Adrielle's son starting a fight, and Adrielle doing her best to profit off it. I still have almost 24 links worth of Adrielle Sigler drama that precedes this entire situation. So let's dive in and do some rapid fire coverage going through all of them. Adrielle actually has a long history of getting into drama and pissing people off. Because in the midst of this whole GoFundMe controversy, someone found this tweet from a girl that Adrielle knew in 2011. Naomi MTV really needs to come to Jamestown and F up this Adrielle Sigler bee from Facebook. Now, let's jump back to July 2023, when Adrielle uploaded a series of videos claiming she heard a woman's screams coming from her neighbor's house. She called the cops on her neighbor, and when they went over, it ended up being his chihuahua. She continued insisting it was a person, but not many viewers bought the story. The drama continued 1 month later in August 2023, after Adrielle's window was broken by a kid throwing a rock. People following the situation noted that this likely happened because she was posting the kid's name and photo on her TikTok just weeks prior. However, I'm unclear on what led to that. Just a few months after this, in November of 2023, Adrielle made 28 videos about a coffee shop that asked her to stop filming in their store. This Reddit post adds, she has contacted a discrimination attorney. They discriminated against her for being young, pretty, and an influencer, and is brigading her followers to leave them bad reviews. Unfortunately, her fans are so effing stupid that the bad reviews I've seen literally say, Adrielle Sigler told us to leave a bad review. People in the replies noted that in the past, Adrielle got into drama after accusing a cop of stalking her house. Then, the drama continued in December 2023. Adrielle posted this TikTok, where she replies to a comment, once again claiming that she's being stalked.
I'm being stalked. This person said, "Aw, so happy you went to your grandma's house to get your boxes. Your family isn't so bad after all, huh?" How would you know where my packages are being delivered? How would you know any of this? Why are you watching where my packages are delivered? How do you know if they're delivered to my house, a P.O. box, or to a family member's house? A friend's house, or my ex's house for that matter. Wherever my packages are delivered is none of your business. I decided to disconnect from all of my family 2 days ago. I'm feeling awesome.
January comes around and Adrielle's ex, Donald, enters the picture. Adrielle shares this screenshot in a video, trying to claim that Donald is keeping their daughter from her. In the last message he sends to her, he says, "You want me to start a TikTok and talk about you? I'm not sure that's what you are doing right now. I'm sure all of your haters would gladly follow me," which came to fruition just 2 days later on January 13th, 2024, when Donald allegedly leaked these texts from Adrielle. I'll leave him up for a second if you want to pause and read. Also, this insanely racist tweet was brought up with the leaks. Adrielle responded by saying, "My ex is taking screenshots of our text messages and sending them to TikTok gossip pages. He's lost the privilege of texting me. Also, why not just upload them himself?" In late January, months before the GoFundMe situation started, someone started a change.org petition calling for Adrielle Sigler to be canceled. I'm not really sure what that's gonna do, but it's there. Also in late January, people online noted that Adrielle's kid's school restricted contact with her because they found out that she was recording and posting her conversations with school officials who were explaining why her son was getting disciplined. A month after this, people started noticing that Adrielle was potentially buying followers, with others pointing out that there was an obvious shift in her follower growth, which may confirm that she's paying for bots. A couple days later, on February 18th, Adrielle was caught ignoring her son's text messages after he was seen in her TikTok livestream chat asking her to respond to his texts. A week goes by, and Adrielle's history of claiming she doesn't use tanning products caught up with her. After a Reddit user put together this compilation showcasing her hypocrisy.
My skin has always been dark my whole life. And when I am exposed to sunshine, I get even darker. I don't use any tanning products. I don't use any lotions. Day 3, using vegan bronzer. I'm using it earlier than usual today because I have stuff to do. It's 2 days before Christmas, so I need to get tanning out of the way early. It's just my genetics. Okay, come with me to the tanning salon. I've had natural dark skin my whole life. I just want to let everyone know Hot Body's Tanning Salon is the most supportive, amazing tanning salon I've been going to since the year 2007.
But to be fair, maybe she's just doing satire, because this is what she's trying to pass off as a natural tan. A couple days later, Adrielle posts a TikTok ranting about her son. And this person notes that during the video, she admits to sending him to school in Ubers, while being mad that he spent $350 on Ubers and DoorDash. A few days after this, at the beginning of March, Adrielle live-streamed herself on Facebook, driving without a seatbelt and vaping. It seems like she's having a good time. But despite the cheery driving video, Adrielle posted and quickly deleted this on Facebook just 1 month later. I wish I had more meaning to life than driving people around all the time, shopping for people all the time, cleaning for people all of the time, and dumping all of my money into other people all of the time. This S sucks. I get nothing in return. All I am to these people is a walking doormat. I'm a walking ATM. I feel so taken advantage of and used on a daily basis. I get no days off. My time is money, but all of my time and money goes to them. I'm so over it. I want to live for myself. I want to have purpose. I want to be healthy. I want to exercise. I want to save $5,000 a month instead of spending it on them. I want to travel. I want a night alone in my house. I want to be in my bedroom for one day without someone knocking on the door. I don't want my phone to ring. I don't want someone to call my name every moment I have alone to myself. I feel smothered. I feel like I'm in prison. I feel like I'm suffocating in this rotating, non-stop, around-the-clock, always being asked for something cycle of hell. My existence has literally become nothing. It's effing horrible, dude. Jeez, tell the world how you really feel about your kids while you're at it. But despite complaining about not wanting to spend money on them, Adrielle came up with a genius solution so she wouldn't have to, and created a GoFundMe to get her son braces, with critics commenting that she doesn't have to pay all $5,700 up front, and could easily do a payment plan. A couple days after this, on April 13th, Adrielle said that she was banned from her kid's doctor's office after she made a video complaining about them while she was in the office. The next week, Adrielle dips back into her past situation, where she reported a police officer for allegedly stalking her, and she posts this on Facebook, claiming that her phone's been wiretapped. Last year, I reported a New York State trooper to be investigated by Internal Affairs because he freaked me out. During the investigation, I had the suspicion my phone was hacked with some type of stingray technology. And tonight, I heard a police department in my phone while I was calling my ex right as the call connected. And I caught it on camera. 1, TikTok always tells me my microphone is being used by another app and prompts me to close it when I have no other apps open. 2, my phone overheats constantly. 3, my battery drains fast. 4, I run out of data every month when my service plan renews. This is the most annoying one. 5, we just heard a police department in the background of our phone call. A week after this, a Reddit user brings up the other past Adrielle controversy, where she recorded a white woman and a black man going into a store and followed them while commenting that it could be a kidnapping.
This is the woman, this is the young man. They were in New York driving a dealer car. It stood out to me because he had this covering his face. But when I scoped out the car, I noticed something peculiar. It was a dealer vehicle. So when I looked in the window, I saw a business card from Berkeley Springs. Is that West Virginia or Wyoming? Morgan County. I think that says West Virginia, not Wyoming. So I googled Morgan County, Berkeley Springs, and that is located in West Virginia. He was moving in close on her. I decided to approach them. When I approached them, she said she's okay. She nodded. Yep. And he nodded. But something didn't look okay. It never looks okay when an elderly woman is driving a car and there's a man next to her wearing a face covering. I want to know why he would take it off to enter the store. Now, there has been a woman who looks similar to her, but I don't think she's 101 pounds and I don't think she's 78. That wouldn't explain this business card from Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. If we can figure out this business card, we might figure out if one of them is a missing person. Also, the visor of that vehicle had this thing clipped to it. I'm not sure if that means anything. I wish I knew what that pen said.
Absolutely unhinged behavior. The man in the video responded to it on Facebook saying, "Bro, I was out with my mom at Wegmans, and she filmed us because my mom was using dealer plates, and assumed I had kidnapped my mother because I'm black and they are white. Got home and had my siblings sending me the video she posted on Instagram, saying all this outlandish S. LMFAO. I was just getting rubber bands. Cause I just got my hair braided. LMFAO. And secondly, anyone who knows my family knows my dad owns the biggest auto mechanic shop in the county, Southern Auto Exchange. So long and short of it is my mom has been driving on dealer plates for 35 plus years. And if anyone needed help, it was me. I had to sit there and let her shop for a bazillion years after I got my stuff. LOL. Plus, what person with melanin is going to kidnap a Caucasian woman and take them into the whitest store on the planet? Wegmans? Come on, 6,000 Karens are in there. Here's what Adrielle had to say in response.
If I wouldn't have posted this to social media, I wouldn't have had an answer or figured out who the people were to see if they were okay. Social media is a tool, whether you like it or not. How do you expect me, a bystander, a concerned citizen, a complete stranger on the outside, to come up with all of the facts without reaching out for a little help? Had I not reached out, I wouldn't have figured out who these people were. Luckily, they're safe. Alternatively, if they happen to be missing persons, and I shared that story, their face would have been out there and we would have had a lead of where they were. You can't get angry at someone who's a complete stranger and bystander and a concerned citizen for others' safety. It's not my fault that your family is taking advantage of the fact that they have dealer cars and they can use dealer plates to avoid and circumvent paying for a vehicle registration and inspection and legitimate plates. If I were you, I would quit getting so defensive over my family's fraudulent business because it's not a good look. You should say thank you. I'm glad that you were hyper vigilant in our city that has high crime rates where 1 in 28 people have a chance of becoming victim of a crime. We're in Jamestown, New York. We're not in rural Vermont. This is a city with high crime. Goodbye.
Now we get to all the drama that was brought up during the current GoFundMe scam saga, which included this Reddit post on May 6 featuring a video that compiles 8 minutes worth of Adrielle acting paranoid for content. Here's just a quick minute of it.
I am terrified. I just want to move. I hate when things like this happen and I'm scared to go outside. A man's footsteps went through my backyard.
I'm a little creeped out right now. Now there's another car. I don't feel safe right now. Hi, can I speak to the store manager?
Friday at 12:55 a.m., I saw someone watching me from the window of the mall. I was terrified.
Following morning, someone anonymously called my gym complaining, Adrielle Sigler is recording while other people are in the background working out.
If TikTok is my job, and they suspended me from live streaming, in which I get paid, and they suspended me without any criteria, any evidence of the reason why they suspended me, couldn't I technically find a lawyer who protects employees in the state of New York from discrimination in the workplace and file a lawsuit against TikTok?
On May 20th, Adrielle uploaded this completely unrelated video to Instagram, where she talks about how good she is at sex like she's never had it before.
Adrielle, why won't you make an OnlyFans? Because I would ruin it for everyone. I am the best at fucking, and I would ruin it for everyone. They would all give up. Every single star on those platforms. It would, like, surpass OnlyFans. It would be like, fuck. Now what do we do? I would steal all of the platforms from everyone, annihilate all of my competitors, and then everyone would want to fuck me, and that would make it even worse. Then I'd get, like, creepy stalkers, men and women. Plus, it's lame. Who the fuck wants to watch porn, let alone make it? Lame. I never even have sex anyway. It literally leads to you can get a disease or pregnant, and who wants to deal with that kind of liability? No thanks. Gross. I don't want to ever have pregnancies again. If I were to, just know I exist. And I could change my mind at any given moment. It would be like whooshing, and it would be over for every single one of you. But I'd never do it, so you don't have to worry. You can keep doing your stupid role plays and shit. That's how I know I'd be so good. I wouldn't even have to role play. I would just be myself. And it would be amazing. And I would be the best at it. Because I'm always the best at everything I do. That includes f***ing. That's true. But I don't do it. Though I won't do it. So you don't have to worry about it. Get back to your stupid, corny OnlyFans stuff. And don't worry about me.
Most recently, on May 23rd, Adrielle, who considers herself a vegan influencer, was criticized for partnering with and buying from the brand Shein, despite them being known for using slave labor. But with that, we're caught up on pretty much all of the recent controversy and drama surrounding Adrielle Sigler, and how this TikTok mom is still lying about her son being attacked to raise $30,000 on GoFundMe. All while sharing the names and photos of the kids involved, bragging about how much money she makes, and getting into even more drama in the process. But now that you know pretty much everything there is to know about Adrielle Sigler, I need to know, what do you think about everything? Please let me know that and anything I missed down in the comments. If you want to stay caught up with even more internet drama and news, subscribe to either channel to catch the next story. I promise I actually do have a second channel video this week. I said I would do one last week, but I accidentally learned how to DJ instead. So follow me over on Twitch if you want to see that too. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.